my name is Brent with Cloudy with the Chance of Meeples. And I love board gaming, and over the last few years I've really gotten into board gaming. And obviously in 2020 had a chance to play a ton of board games. And so I just want to help others find out what board game would be good for them. And so this is my first video, and just a little bit about me. My sweet spot for board gaming would be somewhere in the lines of like 30 to 60 minutes. There are, of course, exceptions to this rule, but overall 30 to 60 minutes is kind of what I love in board gaming. So I'm hoping that the reviews and the overviews that I share on Cloudy with the Chance of Meeples will help you decide whether a game is right for you or your family or friends or whatever have you. So today we're gonna take a look at the game Trails of Tucana. Trails of Tucana plays 1 to 8 players. It's a flip and write game, and it's about connecting dots and seeing sightings and all that. So the overview for Trails of Tucana, this is set up a 2 to 4 player. If you're playing 5 to 8, you'd use a second set of these blue bonus cards, which I'll explain what they're about in a minute. Also, you can choose a variant if you want to play with a sighting to a sighting. So if this is the card for this game, the first player to draw a line and connect lines from an obelisk to the one obelisk to the other one, here to here, that will get them 6 bonus points. That's an optional variant. To set up, and then everybody gets a sheet like this, and then you take all these random map cards, you shuffle them up, you choose one, and then every player will start numbered 1 to 10 somewhere on their map, and they'll write the B, and then they'll go in clockwise order. So in this example, I started on the 10 with B, and then I went in order: E, D, C, B, A, and so on and so forth. Once you set it up, you put those aside, so everybody potentially will have a little different map. And that will make sense when we're connecting villages to villages. So, object of the game is to get sightings, which would be the book and the little toucan, to different villages, which are the letters, and then connecting villages to villages. The top left corner, you have how many of each card are in the deck. So there's 8 desert, 7 forest, 6 mountain, 4 water, and then 2 wild. Those cards are represented here. So when you start the turn, you have a deck, you have the deck here, you flip over 2 cards, desert to desert. So then all the players then would connect a desert to a desert tile. They have to be adjacent, meaning they have to be beside each other. So maybe for this one, we'll go desert to desert. Then the next one, desert to forest. Wow, look at that, perfect. Desert to forest, that's connected. So this sighting is now touching this village. So then we would circle the 1. Okay, let's do a couple more here. Forest to wild. Okay, so forest to wild, maybe we're really wanting to try to get this, and I'll explain why in a bit. So then the next one would be, connect this and that. Okay, so let's just say further along in the game, then we connect here to here. Now we've connected this obelisk to this village. So then we circle here. Anytime you circle this big box, you get a free line anywhere. So then maybe we would combo and we would go here. Now all of a sudden that toucan is connected. So you just keep going like that through this deck 1 time. There'll always be 1 card left over, and then at the end of the round, and then you add up this box right here, the sighting. So 2, 4 plus 1 is 5. You write it down there. You'll go through it again, and you'll then score this twice. So this whole section compounds. Then throughout the game, you'll also be trying to go these villages to villages. So if I can get A to A, whatever, like however I can do it, A to A. If I'm the first person to do that, I then get this. a bonus 3. So then I would circle A to A, and the bonus 3. Anybody can still get A to A in the game, but in a 2 to 4 player game, once someone gets one of each of the letters, then that bonus is gone. At the end of the game, again, at the end of the second round, you add this up again. You add up whatever's in the blue area in this box, which would be 14, and any bonuses marked by these stars in this one, that would be your final score. So this would be 27, and that would be a pretty terrible score. But that is how you play the small map. The big map is the exact same thing, but there's 3 rounds instead of 2, so the game's a little bit longer. And that is how you play Trails of Tucana. Okay, my final thoughts, or the final forecast for Trails of Tucana. A couple things I really enjoy about this game. I love how accessible it is. Many people know of the game Yahtzee. You roll dice, you write numbers down on the piece of paper. Well, this is similar to that in the sense of you're not rolling dice, you're flipping 2 cards and you're connecting 2 adjacent hexes or 2 adjacent spots. And then you're trying to connect those sightings to the villages and the villages to the villages. And I just love the aspect of, what do you do first? Do you try to do all the sightings right away and compound that scoring from the first and the second round? Or do you go for the villages and get those bonus points? And I think it just, it's a light, fun, accessible game for many. I know whenever I talk to people about board games and I say, I like board gaming, and they say, oh, you like Monopoly, or oh, you like Scrabble, and no, well, there's a place for those games, absolutely, but when I'm talking about board gaming, I'm talking about games much like Trails of Tucana. That's the hobby board gaming. And so I really enjoy Trails of Tucana. I've had a chance to play it with my kids. My kids are 4 and 7, and they've been learning just networking, learning strategy about, making sure all their lines are close together so that when they get that one combo of, forest to water or forest to the mountain or whatever they're waiting for, then they connect that and then they see this big group of lines all connect and then it combos. So I really like that. I love the comboing aspect of it. I love it that you can play it over Zoom, you can play it over FaceTime, as long as one person has a copy of the game and everybody else has a copy of the map. You can play virtually, and in this day and age, or in 2020 and 2021, that's how lots of people are hanging out online these days. So those are a couple things that I love about Trails of Tucana. It's accessible, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a nice filler game, maybe to start your night off, or between a couple heavy games, or just to finish the game night off. So if you're looking for more information, Aporta Games is the company that published Trails of Tucana. So check it out.